Hello everyone, welcome back to Clusterbmilkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet, Mr. Chicken. Do the chicken wave. Yeah. Today, we're going to talk about objectification and denial of personhood. I saw this little tidbit on psychopathy. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, that personality disorders do crisscross applesauce over into different areas, and some other cluster Bs will be able to resonate with things under different categories, okay? So like something that a borderline might do, or an antisocial behavioral traits and stuff. You know, a narcissistic person would be like, oh yeah, I experienced that, or I have done that, or I feel that, or I see life in that way. We can all have traits. Even normies can have traits, you know. To be diagnosed with somebody with a personality disorder, you cannot function properly out in the world because your brain is fucking with you 24/7, okay? I'm dumbing it way the fuck down instead of using word maladaptive. You know, we can't adapt to the outside world the way that you do. We have certain defenses and other brain malfunctions that keeps us from seeing the world the way that you do and then reacting in a healthy, constructive way, let's say. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You come to my channel to hear the dumbed down version. All right. So, objectification consists of 5 elements. The first is instrumentality. When a person serves a purpose and interacting with them, being their friend, etc., is a means to an end. Yes. So sometimes you will see your toxic friend not living up to their end of the friendship, okay? They're takers. They're getting their needs met and they're not giving you what you need in return. They'll come around and want to put you on the shelf for when they need you, but when you need something, you need love, support, anything, they're not going to be there for you. Okay, and then sometimes if they are there for you, there's strings attached, like, I did this for you, now you're forever in my debt. All right? That person, you, becomes a tool, an object that is used for personal gain or achievement. Tools are used and either tucked away in a box out of sight for reuse later or discarded altogether. If we use a hammer once, we don't walk around with it every single day from then on in case we need it again. No, it goes back into the toolbox, out of sight, out of mind for however long it isn't needed. When relationships are instrumental, the effort is superficial and short-lived, lasting only until the other person has fulfilled their role. The job is done. Need is met. They're no longer of any immediate use. People often confuse this with transactionality. Transactional implies to exchange. These types of relationships are often highly transactional in nature as a result of the core instrumentality, quid pro quo. So, like I said, you are being used for whatever you bring to the table, okay? I did not like having friendships out of, like 20 years old or whatever, when you're young and you have friends and everything, because you're basically raising yourself. So you kind of need that community of friends, at least 1 or 2 friends. You're raising each other, basically, But other than that, when life starts to get harder, or your friends are going off to college and, they aren't giving you, the me, I would just want to go out and party and everything. And because I'm reckless and I don't have any goals set, I'm living in the present moment, just partying or whatever. And then my friends, they're having their own goals and stuff. So, having friendships wasn't really that important to me. And then I started, having a family very early. And so that became my whole purpose of life. Just raising golden child and then adding more chillins to the mix. All right. So sometimes you will also see your narcissistic person or cluster B really giving more of a care about an object over you, say like a vehicle, a car, a piece of art, something, a puppet. Don't touch my puppet. Or their dog, their dog is more important than you type thing. Not saying, your dog is like your golden child. I get it, my cluster B fam. Your support, animal, something that's not going to talk back to you type thing. I get it. But, if you're putting your partner below your pet, and there shouldn't even be competition, but if you'd rather hang out with your pet than a person, think about that too. Maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship, okay? Or know that you are just using them for the sex, okay? All right. What's next? Oh, fungibility. I had to look up this word. Okay. When goods or assets are interchangeable with one another, they're considered fungible. People become fungible when they have skills or provide access to resources or value and uses which are easily fulfilled by other people. You are exchangeable. Okay? There is an indifference to who fulfills the need. It just happens to be that person. In other words, unless someone has something truly unique to offer that cannot be gotten elsewhere or replaced, any relationship with them is going to be instrumental, short-lived, and only when there is no one else or they're the first on hand. Please know this when you are with anyone that is, fucky sucky, fucky sucky, fucky sucky, fucky sucky, fucky sucky. They're just a hole or a pole, okay? There's nothing else that they see about you useful. These are the ones that are, all about sexy sex time. This is another, what do you bring to the table for them? What is unique about you, okay? It can't just be, I hear a lot of you like, they're never gonna find somebody like me. I did everything. Somebody else can be doing that everything. Somebody else could be cooking and cleaning. Somebody else can be writing the checks for, the leech, okay? What is unique about you, What are you giving this person? Because when the idealization stage is over in the relationship and they're picking apart you, what's left of you, I mean, you see all these celebrities, these rich people, they have fame, power, and they're getting divorces. They're breaking up with people left and right. Their life isn't perfect. They're still scrounging and replacing people all the time. But why are you any different? And I'm not talking about, the people that, just date your toxic people. The toxic person ain't different neither. Okay? Let's continue. All right. Let's see. What is this? Violability. Violability. Viola. Violability means that something is capable of being violated. It means that there are weak or missing boundaries, and we can violate or use it with or without expressed permission. It has no right to deny or do otherwise. People are fungible and have no right to complain when they're replaced or ignored. They exist for my benefit and do what I want, when I want, whenever I want. Now, when I tell you this, don't be thinking that, we fall out of the vajay knowing that we're doing these things. We're conditioned through childhood to manipulate and to get what we want from other people, because either telling the truth didn't work, lying, manipulating we were able to get our needs met. We watched our own parents do these things, and it's just, the quickest route to getting what we want. So over time, people are not people no more. You're just a means to an end. What am I going to get from you? Are you going to make me happy? Sometimes we live in the fantasy world. And when I say fantasy world, fantasy doesn't always mean good. We're living in our own nightmare too. Okay? All right? We have to be fake all the goddamn time. And sometimes it's like, we know that we're being fake. We think everybody, is fake too. We don't know about, nobody is real when they speak about what's going on in the inside. All of us are just projecting on each other all the time. It's just there's, some extra dark shit within a disordered mind person. We don't know who we really fucking are. And we're just making it up as we go. Okay? We don't know all of this shit. All of this shit. And, I've been around people. Number one, I didn't know, these deep-seated feelings, these things that I was doing. And when I say things like, I don't care, it's, total indifference to you, your feelings, anything. I mean, this is why I have anxiety, because I have to be around other meat sacks, and then I have to find a way to get through this process. If it is a party, being charming, that fucking isn't fun. Going to work was fun, because then I would make it as theater. I'm just going to be this person. I'm going to be fake. All retail people are fake anyway. Salesmen are fake, so it's like, oh, well, this is my jam, And I'm going all over the place. I'm sure you're used to it. But let's continue. Ownership. My favorite. Finally, we come to ownership. When something belongs to you, you have domain over it. You can break it, sell it, trade it, bin it, meaning throw it in the garbage, whatever you want. It has no personhood without you. No, meaning without me, the toxic person. You have no, you don't exist without me. No purpose unless you give it one. Unless you say so, no one can have it. This taps very cleanly into violability. Once ownership is established, any boundaries or barriers no longer exist anyway. 100% true. I own you. You belong to me. You don't get to go unless I let you go. I need some water. I'm number one. So even if I had a short-lived relationship with you, I'm always number one. I don't care if you have a 20-year relationship with somebody else, I'm number one. I consume you. I can just show up and, you're like, oh my God, re-traumatized, yay. Whatever, even just to have me as a friend, you're fucking stoked, just this is what I've always wanted, and you already have your relationship with somebody else, so you're solid in that, and then you can have the friendship that you've always wanted with your narcissistic partner if that much time has lapsed, okay? Don't think that you're going to find a new partner and then come back to your toxic individual and be like, oh, we can be friends now. We can be friends, A lot of you guys test yourself and everything. It doesn't work that way. Remember, I like toxic people too. I have tried this myself. It doesn't work that way, especially for me, because I need a lot of, you're perfect in every way. You're the greatest. You're the greatest. I get to come and go as I please. And you'll also see that, there's a lot of people on the shelf because I'm not going to put all my eggs in one fucking basket. There's no way I'm going to give all of my power over to you, that you leaving my life is going to leave me in a desert of nothingness. Now, you will see people who can't keep friendships, that have burned bridges left and right, and that they only have you. And these are the ones that are going to stalk and fucking make your life hell if you try to abandon them, So I guess it is a good thing for people who can't be alone, that, that you do have some sort of friendships and stuff. But I don't like having, friendships or having to be connected to a family member that needs me a lot. Because I can't give you what you need, okay? Learning about what real healthy relationships are supposed to look like is so fucking helpful, that even if I can't go really deep into this black cavern of nothing and retrieve some, feeling that this is real and shit, at least I have a guideline on how to fake it till I make it or something, because I'm not going to bullshit you into letting you like, oh yeah, one day I can be just fucking perfect in every way and I can no, I'm always going to, struggle on the thing, having a forgiving partner that's like, okay, well, you're taking responsibility for your shit, or I'm going to fight it out with you and everything so we can come to a conclusion and learn from this garbage, is all worthwhile to me and hopefully, for my person. All right. The bit of interpersonal means between or among. So we're not just talking about the inward perception of others as described above. Affect and inner experience inform our behavior. Behavior is often seen as a product of affect. My voice, dude, I don't know what's going on. And formative experience. And this is equally true at the interpersonal layer. Objectification has an impact on others, so it has an outward expression. A pattern of behavior, observable actions, a modus operandi. Dude, am I gonna lose my voice? I mentioned personhood further up because in order to understand this pattern, we need to understand in what way acceptance of personhood is the opposite of objectification, and how the denial or rejection of it works in practice. Personhood could be defined by 3 elements. Did you understand what I just read? I was focusing too much on my fucking throat. Okay. Autonomy. Autonomy is the capacity for self-governance, the recognition of one's rights and needs, goals and motivations, and act accordingly to one's own will. The practical objectification of an individual is to deny them this. The object cannot act on its own desires. It doesn't even have them. It exists purely in service or to benefit of whomever owns it for whatever use they want to use it for. Now, what's funny about this is it's like, to me, it's like I'm giving you permission to go and do what you want. You know, because I know it can fuck with you and make you feel guilty or whatever for going out and do shit or whatever. And it's so funny because I was reading in, you know, a book about narcissism and stuff, and it was like saying, I let my partner do whatever they want. I'm fucking cool as shit, man. I'm awesome. I allow this to happen. It's so funny because I never thought of it that way at all. And the more that I learn about this, yes. So you're like, they're isolating me. Dude, this is just automatic, you know, that's going on. We don't know or have a book in front of us like, we must do this to make them feel like this so we can have control over them like this. This will make you feel powerful. You know, no, dude. Reading these things, reading these books, understanding, self-reflecting, being honest, which a normal fucking narcissistic person is not gonna do, nor borderline, a fucking, you know, criminal, or somebody who is more calculated in everything. They know that they're getting what they want. But I don't think, you know, that they really know what the fuck is going on. Otherwise, there wouldn't be all this studying, you know? It's not like a psychopath or something isn't like, I wonder why I do this. Oh, fuck it, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. Or they wouldn't want to go into some sort of self-study. And I'm sure, like, when they're in prison and everything, they're just like, well, at least I can fucking talk to somebody and, you know, great, and I'll get to learn something about myself, even though I don't care and I can't change it, nor I don't want to, because this is how I've always been. Does any of this make sense? Okay, I don't know. All right, agency. Agency refers to a person's capacity to manage their behavior and influence their circumstance. When robbed of agency, people resign to their lot. Someone is less likely to realize their autonomy without personal agency. This is known as inertness, and it is a common side effect of coercive control and dependency. You really need to self-reflect. Don't make excuses for things that are happening. No bargaining, okay? Don't split your brain in half and be like, I know I'm being fucked over in some way, but if I go against the grain and everything, I'm going to be so uncomfortable, miserable. I'm going to grieve. I don't want to fucking do that. It's easier just to give away my power, you know, because this feels comfortable. And look at your childhood trauma too, because you really, you know, be like, This feels way too much like home. This chaos and crazy feels too much like home. All right? I don't know if that had anything to do with what I was fucking talking about. I'm telling you, I don't word salad on purpose. All right. Subjectivity. I've used the word individual at several points in this post. It's subjectivity that makes a person unique and a unique independent entity, an individual. Subjectivity affords us our own feelings, perspective, weight of experience, input into conversations, intelligence, indeed agency and autonomy. When we see and treat others as objects, when we truly objectify them, there is no attribution of subjectivity. The person has no autonomy. They exist purely for our entertainment or use. They have no agency as we control their circumstances and behavior for the purpose they are useful to us. They have no feelings that matter, and we can violate and breach any boundary they put up. All that they are is attributable to us, and ultimately we lay claim to ownership upon upon them and throw them away when they are done. Okay, so this was taken from a psychopathy site. Though a lot of this stuff I do resonate with, but I'm not consciously aware of these things that I'm doing. Maybe somebody with a lot more psychopathy will be aware of these things. But like I said, I mean, this is like the underlying feeling. And I'm always trying to either make excuses for what I'm doing, try to make it more deep than it really is. This is why when I tell you, you want to rip the mask off of, your person's face, you want to tell them, you need help, do your thing. When they find out that you're just an object, you're not a person anymore to them. If they see that, oh, I'm only using you and this is how I feel, and they actually accept these things about them, you're no one now. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? At least when you go away and you start your life over, in their mind, in my mind, I'm still thinking that you held some sort of value to me at that time, and that you weren't just a fucking thing. Now I can't unsee this. Okay? All right, so this can be also seen as more darker traits, as things are on a spectrum, okay? Even narcissism is on a spectrum. Even psychopathy is on a spectrum, okay? There's some people are totally not in control, criminal behavior, physical abuse, and then there's ones that are in total fucking control and can, work out in society, still function with no empathy, still, the people who are running companies and countries and stuff, and they give no fucks, none, so everything is on a spectrum. But, even the ones, the higher ups, it's still not fucking awesome. It's not awesome not being human. It's not. And any fucking person that goes and thinks that they're some badass because they're disordered, I don't think they're disordered. Okay? All right. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.